Okay, we are recording. Oh my gosh, this is such an exciting moment, exciting day. I am here in Asheville, North Carolina, in critical mass, just massive action. Like, we're loving up my team over here in this part of the world on the East Coast, and just been really focused on leading with the business over here. We've been like really just talking about how to lead with the business and what that means, developing just the language and the confidence, and really just the passion is there. Like, this is, everyone's passionate about it. And so now we just want to put some steps into action. And so this is a Team Alchemy weekly work party. Happens every Tuesday at whatever time zone you're in. I'm at 2 o'clock here. And
Rachel, can you pause for a minute? I think there's a few people off of mute. Can everybody please pick your mute button? We really want to get all this in.
I'll mute everybody.
All right, girl.
For catching that. Okay, I got my earmuffs on, so I can't hear, I guess. So anyway, you know, when I went on the Crown trip, I got to really connect in with this amazing woman, just like really incredible. And she's somebody who I have admired for a long time. Yes, these are my Star Wars buns. Somebody who I've been really admiring for a long time. And there's something really exciting about, you know, going on a Crown trip. You know, you get to like meet all the people who are superheroes and really spend time with them. And that's really what happened for me, is I got to, you know, spend time with CINDI Kelly, who's a 2-star crown with Purium. And she has raised crowns. She is a crown maker, and she is just really a yellow. I don't know if you've taken the color code test, CINDI, but to me, you seem like a yellow because you.
I'm so not yellow, but everyone thinks that.
Red?
That's only. I'm a red blue, but that's because people. Yeah, because I like to have fun, but it's not my motive. So I get that a lot.
That's so awesome. You know, okay,
yeah,
those too, because I could feel both of those in you for sure. I mean, you really get the job done. You just like, you motivate people, and you really like know, like, this is really why I'm excited about you being here today too, is because you put some steps into action, and you like, you know, doubled your points in a month. I mean, who the heck does that? Especially, you know, when you're at like crown level, like when you're at the level that you are with like thousands of points. I mean, doubling points is a pretty big deal. And so my team has been following you. Some of them were on like the leadership Zoom last week, and we're really inspired by you. The buzz is going around. Everyone's talking about CINDI Kelly, CINDI Kelly, CINDI Kelly. You know, you were celebrated in the Crown group, that you had like, you know, you have several executives that were born just in the first couple weeks this month. So, you know, December is usually a hard month. And then like all of a sudden, here we are the first couple of weeks of January, and you got this like massive explosion. So, you know, I'm so proud of you. But I'm also just so honored that you would come to our Zoom, because I admire you so much. And when we were at the last Diamond Leadership, the Diamond Club event that happened last time, that was so much fun. And I really got to hear you speak and how eloquent you are. And just like, you had some very potent things that you shared with the Diamonds, some really wonderful words of wisdom. And I gained a lot from what you shared. So I know my team is like, I got text messages from my team telling me they were excited. It's so excited that you were coming to the Zoom today. So you have a fan club over here in Team Alchemy. And I'm also a fan of your whole team, because your people are amazing too. Like all of your wonderful, all the people. And I just feel like we're all one team, you know?
Yeah, you're so sweet.
So yeah, thank you for coming. And I would just love to, you know, welcome you to the Zoom and let you just, you know, say hi to everyone.
Of course. Well, thank you for all of those kind words, and I adore you too, Princess Leia. And I legit thought when I first saw you, it wasn't that sharp, and I was like, oh, she's got her hair in these like cute little, and then you said earmuffs, and I was just laughing because I totally thought that was your hair. And yes, I'm laughing too, because I'm seeing that people thought I was a yellow, and it's not the first time I saw that. But since it speaks to your motive, nothing about having fun drives me. I just like to have fun, but like the core of what makes me operate and tick is like getting stuff done, like being productive, feeling accomplished, being organized, knowing I'm making a difference. That's all the red. And then the blue is I'm very connected to what I do, or I can't do it at all. So it is funny to hear, but I like legit have like zero. I have like under 10% yellow and 0 white. there was just no part of me that cared to take time making peace, I guess. I just got work to do.
And that's funny because like I have so little red. My red is like tiny like this. You know, it makes sense to me, like, you know, that, you know, just like what you've accomplished. And the thing is, you know, many of us have most of us have taken the people code and this team. And so we understand the idea of trying to character. We want to adopt the things of other colors that we're not strong in. And so by having you here, we can learn a little bit more from the red and how to like really stay on task. And that's something I'd really like for you to share upon, because we were talking, you know, before this about how you have, you know, great tracking and you've like motivated your whole team to track. But I was wondering if you could just kind of like give your general story about like how you ended up having all these executives the first month. I mean, you're just like at the beginning of this month, and kind of just like what steps you took that really got you there.
Yeah. You know, and it's funny, I actually just got a new one yesterday, and I think she's actually on the line right now too. She just hopped on, but yeah, there's, you know, I think I have 4 new execs this month, and there's something really exciting about new energy. And when somebody like, I know for me, I don't know, you know, I'm sure most of you guys or many of you have been around for a while and are trying to advance and trying to rank. And the only way that I know to really do it is with new people. And it doesn't mean that the old people aren't going to have success, but if it's just all of us that have been around for a while doing the same thing over and over, then it becomes potentially easy to maintain where we're at. But for the growth to occur, we have to grow by, I mean, unless we're all taking our, you know, $100 order and turning it into 500. I mean, that's one way to grow. But unless like, you know, we're personally spending more, we need more people, more customers, more promoters. And we all know that every time you add a customer, you add some dollars, but every time you add a promoter, you have exponential growth of an entire new team of promoters. So I think just having that new blood is something that's really made a difference. Like the first couple of executives that we hit this month were actually a couple of people that had been with Purium 4 years ago, and they have been gone. And I've stayed in touch this entire time. And for whatever reason, like life circumstances, it wasn't the time for them. And it wasn't the time for them for the last 4 years, but you know what? Now it is. And I think one of them hit executive in like 4 days. So the point is that if you've got somebody that's an influencer that people listen to, and you're talking to them about the business, because if you're just talking to them about being a consumer and teaching them to just be consumer focused, it's hard to have growth at that kind of trajectory. But if they come on knowing about the business, and really specifically, you guys, right now with this double promotion, or I don't know, that's the name of the one from December, but the double promotion, whatever the new one's called, the double down, I think. These people can make a lot of money. Like their first month, it's $1,400 in bonus money. That's crazy, you guys. Like to come on with a launch pack that costs $199, or potentially some product and a free business, and then just in that bonus alone, it's $1,400. So if you're business forward with these people and show them the path to executive their first month, and then they do the same thing, on top of all the money they're getting from orders, on top of the matching bonuses they're potentially getting from bringing on more brand partners, just from hitting the rank alone is $1,400. So if people are looking to come on and do this, I don't think they're looking to come on and do it and not make money. No matter how heart-centered they are, no matter how much they love the Power Shake, no matter how many lives they're changing on the product side, they all need money. Like we all need money. Without money, we can't live. So if they're coming on knowing that there's a business opportunity for themselves to better their life, to better their family, and to help others do the same, and that's kind of the way they start, then you just need to show them the path. And I think like mapping that out and having it be an exact plan of what to do, of different ways to achieve that, of like what points equal what, and just having a plan in your own calendar, that's been a really big thing for me. But I can talk about that if you want more Rach. But like as far as just creating executives, it was all people that came on. Actually, oh my gosh, no, I just thought of another one. So I think there's 5 so far. I have another girl who, because she brought on new people, and this is actually a great story, I don't think she's on the line, but because she brought on new people, like she was kind of stuck over the last year. Like the team that she had fizzled out, but her passion never changed. She was so committed, and so she knew this was the right place. She had her upline leave. She had 2 crowns leave that mentored her at 2 different times. And, you know, she was always under my organization, but underneath 2 other crowns. And she she knew that this is still where she wanted to be, and that there was no other company and no other product, and that this is where her heart was. And no matter what changes she saw, she was really clear that all you have to do is keep going, keep going, keep going. And she's been in the company like 2.5 years, and she just hit executive this last week for the first time. And she was, she's, I mean, I don't even know the math, like 7,000% growth or something ridiculous from the previous month, because she grabbed somebody who saw the same vision, who grabbed more people that were new and new energy, and she never gave up and never was going to give up. So that's how quick it can change for somebody that has been around for a long time, but it kind of happened because she saw, you know, she was consistent, kept going even when it seemed hard, and then brought on the new people that ultimately bring fresh energy and excitement and growth.
Wow, that is so inspiring. So these are people who've been in the company, and this is really a great testimony too, because you know, I always love to tell Rowan's story, because she sat in director for 2 years until she had her breakthrough, right? And it's like, I always just say, stay consistent until you have that breakthrough. And then all of a sudden there was a breakthrough moment for her. And she was like, that's it. I'm doing this all over. I'm starting over from scratch. I'm starting from the beginning. Treat me like I'm a brand new person. And like, what do I have to do? And literally, after sitting in director for 2 years, she hit executive at the end of that month that she made that decision. And then the very next day, on day 1 of the next month, she hit director.
Wow.
In 1 day. And so this story that you're telling me reminds me of Rowan. She's just, you know, we always celebrate her. She's a superhero in that way. And now she has her, and then just within a couple months, she had a green diamond under her. So, so you have some really, you know, so you have some methods also that inspired your team, that helped your team to get there.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I was wondering if you could talk about what some of those methods were.
Yeah. So, I mean, so one thing that we did that we took on in the month of December, which we just took on again, we just finished our second one that we did, but we took on doing a 10-day business transformation, and doing it in December was interesting because it's the time of year where people are not really thinking that. Like, everyone is kind of checked out, holiday mode, or thinking that people are checked out in holiday mode. So apprehensive about connecting with people and contacting people. But the truth is, come January, everybody's ready to run. Everybody's ready to get healthy. Everybody's ready to make money. Everyone's got all these goals and things they want to achieve. And a lot of that gets set up in the month of December. So even though they might not necessarily be ready at that moment, like, the framework is often already set and the momentum has to already begin. So we took on right before Christmas, like, a full 10-day business transformation. And in the business transformation, we had a point system and like a competition with accountability partners. And every single person had a partner, tried to get as many points as they can to basically win the contest. And every activity was a business forward activity. And so what it really did was it helped people to kind of break through whatever was kind of stopping them. And I think a lot of them realized that they knew what to do, but they would do what was easy instead of making that extra call or reaching out to that influencer, or maybe that person on their chicken list that they were afraid to have a conversation with. Just so instead of having all of those fears, because no matter what, if you don't break through those fears, there's no chance of winning. Like, you've given yourself zero opportunity to win if you haven't put yourself out there and had an opportunity. So I can give you, let me pull it up really quick. I have it open, I think, in another window. I will give you guys a list of what the things were that we were doing in the business transformation. And in the 10-day business transformation, we didn't necessarily, it wasn't like every single day there was conversions to new partners or rank advancements. But what I saw was that the conversation started, the activity was in place where when people came off the 10-day transformation, people would continue doing the same activities. And some of the relationships and the reach outs that were established during the 10-day transformation continued outside of it. So the challenge, these are just the activities that were part of the challenge. One was having a rank goal for yourself and actually hitting it during the 10-day challenge. So taking on, and for anybody that hasn't done a 10-day business transformation, it's literally just, the way I thought about it was, if you have a product transformation and you do a 10-day transformation, you're going to have greater results than if you do 30 days on the core 4. 30 days on the core 4 is going to give you amazing results, but you're going to have more drastic, measurable results if you're doing 3 shakes a day instead of 1, if you're not having all of the extra foods, if you're not doing the lifestyle. So same concept for the business transformation, which was break it down to what you would do in 30 days, or go crazy, break it down to what you're going to do in 6 months and do it in 10 days. And imagine all that activity compressing timeframes, what that looks like. So hitting your rank goal in the transformation was one of the things. Having a new brand partner that you personally enroll, or a customer that upgraded to a brand partner. Having the new partner that you brought on during the challenge duplicate and enroll a partner themselves.
Would you do me a favor and number these off so people are clear that when you're, just separating each step?
Yeah.
Are these 10 steps or no?
I don't know. They were points. So, I mean, I can tell you which ones I gave them more points to. Do you want to know that? Like as far as like how much weight was on each one?
Sure.
So the one that was the most point was 10 points if you were able to hit your rank goal.
Okay, 10 points. Nice.
5 points if you were able to bring on a new brand partner or have a customer upgrade to a partner.
Mm-hmm.
5 points if you were able to get a partner that you enrolled during the challenge to duplicate the process and enroll a partner. And so if they did that 3 times, that would be 5 points each time. Whatever each
a partner, so their new BP enrolls a BP.
Yeah, exactly. And then 5 points if you are able to create a rank advancement anywhere in your downline.
Cool.
2 points if you have a brand partner or a customer upgrade in your downline.
Upgrade if it's a brand partner.
A new brand partner somewhere in your downline, not from you, just somewhere on the team, or a customer that upgrades somewhere on your team.
Somewhere on the team, okay.
Mm-hmm. 2 points if you did a connect call or 3-way call that was business focused, upline or downline, it didn't matter. So either you getting me or your upline diamond or your upline on a call to do a 3-way, or you providing that 3-way call for somebody on your team on a business call, 2 points.
Okay.
Business opportunity Zoom, 2 points. A new brand partner conversation, 1 point. A brand partner follow-up conversation, 1 point.
Slow down just a little bit. Let's see. Are you guys all catching this? Does anybody need her to repeat anything the last 1 or 2? They're writing it she's writing it in the notes.
Follow up. Before BP follow up. That's all I have.
Okay. Okay, so I had brand partner follow-up, 1 point. Then adding and tagging the business prospect in our product group was 1 point. So even though it's a business prospect, the business prospects still need to kind of see what we're all about. So making sure that you're showing them the culture and community by putting them in the product group and tagging them on information. And I think that was it. Yep, that was all. So, and then every day, I had accountability partners. It was product that they won, Monica. So I had the 2 accountability partners would work together and they would talk to one another every day, and whichever team collectively had the most points won the prize, bragging rights, and some Purium product too.
I love that. That is fantastic. I really like the idea of there being a team holding that accountability so that they're really tracking together, because there can be this feeling of defeat if you're by yourself and you're like, oh, I'm not making it. But if you're a team, you're collectively getting points. I feel like that people can inspire each other. So I really like that.
And it also makes you not want to let the accountability partner down, because if they're working really hard and then you're not, then you feel disconnected too. And so keep in mind, like, I didn't put anybody in this challenge. Like, I didn't put this challenge out there with random people. Like, this was with my leadership group that's 100% committed. And you could do that with anybody on your team that's 100% committed. If they're not, then they're not going to want to take on a 10-day business transformation. Like, this is for people that say, I'm ready, I'm here, I want to advance my business. Show me the steps, give me the tools, and I'm willing to put in the work. How many points for this for new brand partner? New brand partner was 1 point, Ty, and then new brand partner follow-up conversation was also 1 point.
How did you track all this?
So I tracked it. I actually had like a whiteboard, and I had the points for every single day. I had 10 days, and I had the team names, and I wrote down the totals of each person and then their total. And I like had a tally that I would send out every day for the 10 days. And then I gave the final results at the end of the 10 days.
Excellent. Okay. So people deliver their points directly to you.
Yeah. The teams. I actually had like a text message thread with each team separately and told them to just each one of those 2 people to put their points on that thread with them and their teammate. And then I would add them up. And I'm telling you right now, like if somebody doesn't send you points one day and then you're chasing them 3 days later, it becomes so confusing. So you really want to do this with the people that are willing to hold themselves accountable. That's a big thing that I've learned in this process, is that if you can't hold yourself accountable, your team's not going to hold themselves accountable. And so you want to take on a challenge like this with people that aren't thinking that this is just a job for them to do or another task. Rather, like take it on with heart and seriously, so that you're not chasing them. Like you set up something great that they can participate in, but if they don't want to, then work with the ones that do want to, because it's a lot of work. Like you don't want to pretend that growing your business or, building a diamond or building a crown organization just happens without work. You don't just get lucky. I mean, it requires the commitment and the work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I have a question now that Cindy has said all this. I want to see in the chat box, who would be interested in taking on a challenge like this? Who feels like they're up for it? Who would like really like to do this and is like down? I want you guys to see each other's names, because I want you guys to really, everyone just post in there because you want to see each other, because you guys are going to have to pick a partner for a team. Okay, so this is the action step of today, is finding your accountability partner, and you're going to make teams. All right, and then you guys are going to contact me later and tell me who your team is and set up a thread with me and that team. Okay, so everybody just say yes, decide who your accountability partners. You're going to reach out to each other. We're just jumping right in. We're going to do this. And I want to also let my team know that in case you didn't see that I've been announcing this in the thread and trying to get your attention, there is a prize for who signs up the most brand partners this month, and it's a $200 prize. And that person also will get a one-on-one session with Sarah Rhinelander, 3-star crown Sarah Rhinelander. Okay, so there's a big prize this month for the most brand partners signed up, but you have to track it yourself. Okay, you have to track it yourself, and it's a green. The contest is in the Team Alchemy page, and you have to write your own points in that thread where the post is, where the announcement is, for the $200 cash giveaway. Okay. So make sure you are writing down in there what your actual, how many brand partners you're signing up, and then just edit it and update it every time you add in a new brand partner. Edit and update. So now you've got so that way your tally is staying the same. All right. So I just want to make sure you guys are on to that. $200 for the most brand partners. All right, cool. So from the 14th to the 31st. Doesn't start on January 1st?
Not if we want to be consistent with what Sarah's doing. She started hers on the 14th.
Yeah, so the 14th of January till now. All right, Rowan has her hand up. Go ahead, Rowan.
Hey, I just have a question. So the teams, when I hear the word team, I think of like a person and everyone in their downline, but the teams are actually, Cindy, the 2 accountability partners together? Is that?
No. So, well, depending, like if it was the part where I said, let me just pull it up right now, where I said, create a rank advancement in your downline, that would be anywhere underneath you, anything in your organization. So it's just,
I just mean when you're tallying the points. So the 2 people who get points together are just you and your accountability partner?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So each one of those would be reflective of potentially their teams for the team portion of it. And then I would add those 2 numbers together.
And there might be overlap because they might both be counting. If they're on the same team, then they might both be counting the same person, their downline, towards their points.
So So the way I did it is I paired people cross-line.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, was like cross-line.
Yeah, I purposely paired people cross-line because I knew that you already work with your upline and you already work with your downline. And I wanted them to have, for an accountability partner, a fresh set of eyes that didn't have any vested interest in their business, that was just going to come to them with a different perspective and be
Right.
just that, like a clean accountability partner.
Okay, good. Awesome. Good. Excellent. And I'm going to take a snapshot of the of the people saying yes too, so I can help this, because there are people jumping on late and this is recorded, so some people we want to jump onto this. And you're doing it again with your team, right?
Yeah, so we did it again. We just did it. I actually have to tally up the final results for this one, but we put it out in the group. And the greatest part about this last one that we did was that I didn't ask them to do it. Like, they actually said, can we do another one? Because they loved the productivity and the way that it felt to be business forward. So that's when you know you're winning, when your team starts wanting to do what you're, implementing and like doing it on their own. And that's when you also find the people that aren't wanting to take it on, and you have to just be okay with that. It's not everybody wants to run at that type of pace.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, you got it exactly. So you have to want it. You can't want it more than the other person. I can't want it for my team more than they want it for themselves. You got to work with the people who are really willing to do the work. And I want to put a hashtag on that. So like, I'm going to go ahead and post this in my team thread. I'm going to post this whole thing, and it's going to be hashtag 10-day business transformation. Okay. 10-day biz, B-I-E-Z. 10-day biz transformation is going to be the hashtag. So I'll post, the kind of the summary of this call and put 10-day business transformation, 10-day biz transformation hashtag. Okay. Thank you. Wow, that's so epic. Anything else? Any other juicy nuggets?
I mean, as far as tracking, I would say the one thing that's really helped me for my own accountability is that I track my own personal numbers every day. And so I have my totals of where I'm at on my calendar. And then I write down the volume total, and then I subtract the volume from the day before, so that every single day actually go in and write down like what that volume was for the day. And then at the front of the calendar, I know like what rank I'm wanting to hit that month. And then I divide that out by the number of days in the month. And I found that if I can stay ahead of that number, it pretty much always happens. And when you fall behind, somehow the mindset shift switches and people start to, not always, sometimes people just pull it together and it's like this amazing run at the end. But oftentimes when people are off pace, I've found that they start thinking about achieving it next month instead. And there's nothing you could potentially do that's worse for your business than delaying doing business. Because yeah, and I think it's so easy for people to say, okay, there's always next month. But at what point do we break that cycle and say, no, it's this month? Like, no, I don't care that I hit this. Like, I want to hit this, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to push harder, and I'm going to get that extra promoter, and I'm going to make that extra phone call. And I'm, it's just kind of being true to your word and staying true to your commitment. And if you can, for those of you guys that have a good team underneath you, if you can just take that exact same thing and have your team do it with their team and have them know their numbers, it's going to make a huge difference. So what I find is that sometimes I have a lot of leaders that love on their team and they want to see their team have success, but maybe their team is really new and they don't necessarily know what that looks like. So they put a goal out there. Maybe they even do a business plan, but when it comes to how do I manifest this business plan and make this happen, they don't actually realize the number of orders, the number of points, the number of brand partners, what that actually looks like to bring in. And then it goes south because they have this hope and this dream and this wish. And what happens with a brand new promoter when they don't hit it is sometimes they get discouraged and they don't stick with it. And so then we lose, and then we go back to that always replacing instead of growing, because we're replacing the people that we didn't help succeed. So when I map something out for myself, I go into the organization of every one of the leaders that I try to work directly with. And I have a core leadership group that are I work with my whole team, but I have a core leadership group that have said, this is where we're going, and I'm wanting to manage my team in the same capacity. And so I will literally go into their organization on the computer and I will be them. I will think like I'm them. I will look at their structure. I will look at their volume. I will look at their active enrolls. I will look at everything the same way I would look at my own organization and help them see what maybe they weren't seeing. And I think what that's helped do is it's helped to enable them to do that for their organization. And sometimes that's the most important part, because they do have these people in their organization that I don't necessarily touch directly. Maybe more in group calls, or maybe like one time I met them, getting started, but I'm not their daily contact on these new people. And the promoter might think that they're loving on them and caring about them and wanting them to have success. But what happens is that sometimes isn't enough. Like without that love and that nurturing, it sometimes doesn't work either. But sometimes they just need that structure. They need someone to tell them, this is exactly what you need to do. Like, here's the roadmap, and then find out if they want to be held accountable. And if they are coming into the business, there are some people that do come in with no expectations of growth, not, wanting to be a leader, not wanting to, take on a team, and just wanting to make a little money and promote a great product. And that's totally fine. But there are others that want to step into that leadership role really, really badly and want to grow a team. And there's nothing that they want more than to thrive in this environment. But if they don't have a roadmap and they're thrown out there to just do it on their own, they might not know what to do, And the one thing I learned 5 years ago with this company is that I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I've got enough on my plate. There's no question. I don't need to go in there and do something that's already been done and already established, because it doesn't really matter how great. You guys can all be phenomenal. You could be the best that there is at what you do. But if nobody can figure out what you're doing besides you, you're not going to duplicate anything. So the idea is, like, I can't duplicate you, but I can duplicate a system, which means your people can come in and listen to the same videos that you listen to. They can be plugged into the same product groups that you plug your people into. They can be on the same Zooms that you guys are on. Like, there's a lot of power in numbers. And anytime somebody tries to reinvent the wheel and recreate stuff, I've literally never seen it work. And I learned that day one, and I took that on, and that has been something that has helped me tremendously. And so I've tried very hard to make sure that anything that I pass on is so that it makes your life easier, not harder, and that you could just duplicate the same thing with your brand new people, and that they don't have to have a PhD to figure it out. Because I don't have a PhD and I figured it out. So there's no difference. And if we can create that duplication, that will make all the difference. So my suggestion would be, if you guys are not road mapping it for yourself, like if you're thinking, oh, I've had this too, where someone's like, oh, my business plan's the same as last month. And so you think you've already done your business plan. Just do it again, write it out, put fresh names on it, have it be different, have it be something that you're more connected to, be more connected to the why behind it. Like, make it really personal for yourself, because that's what you're going to train your team to do. Can I break down my roadmap to executive? Yeah, I mean, sure. So as far as like the numbers go, you can bring on 2 directors and 1 consultant. It's a really simple, easy way to do it. You can go out there and get influencers that bring on customer volume. You can go out there and hit the 1K club yourself. I definitely don't have one roadmap where I'm like, this is the exact way, because I think each person is different. But I try to point out that the easiest way that you can do it is bring on 3 people that run with you and do the same thing. And if you just break that down, just you and 3 people, that's 1,500 points a person. Everyone can do 1,500 points, right? You and 3 people, 1,500 each. Like, who can't do that? Everybody can sell 1,500 in a whole month. When you break it down like that, it's really not that hard. But people try to take on, so much, and there's just not that many people that can do that. There's very few people that, and there are some, and I will tell you, I've had many people hit diamond quickly without a team. Not many, but a handful that hit diamond quickly without a team, and none of them sustained it. The team is the biggest part to the growth. You've got to be able to grow a team if you want it to be sustainable, because if you're doing everything on your own, it doesn't work. Okay, buddy. Thanks. Sorry. So the people that hit diamond with a team, oh, Liz, my girl's on. Thanks, Lovey. If you hit diamond with a team and those team members are ranking 2, those team members are excited to keep going and get to the next level. So if you come on really quick, and let's just say you come on really quick and you hit diamond your first month, and you've got a few people doing it with you, then those people want to do the same thing the following month. They're excited. They're making the bonuses at director and at executive, and they're wanting to continue on. And so now, instead of you trying to figure out who am I going to get this next go around, you've got a group of people that are all doing the same thing. And instead of losing volume, you're just adding to it because you've got a whole bunch of people that are doing the same thing, and it's not just you. If it's just you, it's really, really hard. So while it's amazing to get influencers that have a ton of customer volume, and we should all do that, it's a dream for all of us to have fantastic influencers that also want to help take on a team mentality and manage a team are going to be what gives you sanity, because we can only do so much.
Speaking of which, oh my gosh, this is just so golden. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Yeah.
How many, you enrolled a bunch of people. You had 10 customers or 10 brand partners that you enrolled all of a sudden?
I did? I don't think so.
In a month?
I don't know. I'm always enrolling brand partners. I barely enroll customers though. I don't know. I think I've put 300 brand partners into the business. It doesn't just take, let me make that clear. You don't just get lucky. I mean, I guess you could. And if you do, you need to start training on all the Zooms, but you don't typically just enroll 3 amazing brand partners that just run to the top, because life doesn't work that way. So, I mean, I go through the formula that I've always trained on is that you really need to get 30 brand partners to get 1 amazing quality brand partner. And so if you were to bring on 30 partners, I would look at this as a really, it's an estimate, but a fairly accurate assessment. For 30 partners, 10 are going to do nothing. Literally, they're going to just breathe some oxygen, and you're going to wonder why they bought a lunch pack. And then
I think this is great. This is so good to hear, because I think this will help a lot of people relax, feel disappointed, and they feel like they're doing something wrong. If they've enrolled someone and they're not doing anything, I think people feel guilty or I'm not doing it right, or there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, for sure. And then, okay, so then the next 10 are going to do just a little bit. They're just going to kind of come on, refer some people, maybe bring some customers, and we love them. We want them. We're happy that they're there. Then you've got your 10 that are going to work. So 1/3 of your organization is going to actually link arms with you and start working. And of that 1/3, if you get 1 or 2 superstars, you are winning. And if you don't have 30 to pick from, the odds, it's like a lotto ticket. The odds of you finding that one for every, how many people are on here? 50 people or so are on this Zoom. So maybe one of you will get lucky and it'll be your first person. That's statistically what it's going to be. But for the rest of us, it's not. And so if you haven't enrolled 30 to find one, good luck. But if I were to, I hadn't even thought about this until I'm actually saying it, but if I enrolled 250 brand partners and I have 5 diamond legs, there you go. It's the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. For me to get the ones that are going to not just say they want it, because I promise you that every person that I bring in tells me they want it. I don't bring on anybody that says they just want to be a customer and I convince them. If they want to be a customer, I'm more than happy to make 20% on their product purchases and not try to tell them to be a partner. So if I'm bringing somebody on to be a partner, it is with the intent that I think that this is somebody that could potentially make a difference for themselves and for the company. And yet 95% of them don't do it.
Yeah.
It's no different.
So this is great. Fantastic. Thank you I think you're validating a lot of people. People are going to feel good about that. And so the people who do become brand partners, how important it is to connect them to somebody so that they are part of, so they feel the team. How important it is that they show up on masterminds, that they show up, so many people, there are people who try to just do it themselves and I see them struggling, they're staying at 1 rank. But how do you, tell me how important it is to be connected to the community?
I mean, I think it's everything. And there's a reason why. There are a lot of companies out there that don't have what we have. They don't have a culture like we have. They don't have products that are fantastic, that are life-changing like we have. They don't have owners that lead with the heart and care and love on us the way that, our owners do. They don't have a company that has integrity like ours does. And now we're here, all of us collectively, in a position representing an incredible company, an incredible business opportunity, incredible products. And that collective energy of what they're coming into, that love and that acceptance, is a big, big, big part of who we are and what we are. And I can tell you that this is not normal. I mean, I came from a very corporate background, and, you know, it's a lot of times like it's you do for yourself, like it's cutthroat. And there's not necessarily always job security in what you do. There's job security when you're kicking butt, and if you're kicking butt, but you know how many people I had to let go of in my career because they just couldn't perform? Like, it's, guess what happens when you're here and you don't perform? Absolutely nothing. You just don't make money, but you're still here and loved on, and you're still part of our community and our family and our culture. And what happens here if Rachel asks me to come and do a Zoom and train her team? That's not my team. I'd love to. Absolutely. How else are we going to grow? We're one love. We're one company. We're one culture. Do we believe that? And is that the type of environment that you want to bring the people you love and care about into? And And so if you're thinking like, I don't know how to be business forward, I don't know how to talk to somebody, I don't know what that conversation is going to look like, the question is, do you love everything that you're a part of? And would their world be better if they had the same thing? And if you can feel that connection and feel that their life would be better with us, then why wouldn't you want them to be here? So if you're taking on, you can be very, very business forward without losing the connection, without losing the emotion. It's not one or the other. To me, they're very intertwined, and that's what makes us really special.
Wow. Wow, great. Huh, there's just so much here. This is so juicy. So really, it's really, I mean, that what you're speaking to is the conviction that when we really have the 7 areas of belief, as we call it, the 7 areas of belief, and we believe in everything that we're doing, then it's so much easier to deliver to someone else. And so, you know, people say, you know, like, oh, network marketing, you know, only a few people make it, and only a few people, you know, the reality is that a lot of people don't do the work. So people sign up and they want to do the business, but they're not entrepreneurs, or they're not willing to be trained to become entrepreneurs. And so they try to do it by themselves. They try to do their own way, and then they go, I give up, it didn't work. Or they don't try long enough. They don't stick until the breakthrough happens, like with Rowan. They don't stick to the breakthrough happens and then go, oh, okay, here it is. And now I'm like going, and, you know, so, or they're not willing to be trained, or they're not coachable. So it's like the people who are really, you know, are really successful in this business are people who really like stick it through, who are willing to learn all the tools, who like take all the mentoring from their upline, who stay connected to their upline, who stay connected and actually like reach out and feel confident in what they're doing, which is mindset. So leading with the business, really what you're saying is about mindset. It's about your conviction in what you're doing. It's about your love for the business, your love for the team, your love for the company, your love for everything. If all those things are congruent, if you're loving everything, then you're in congruence leading with the business, because you know that what you're sharing is really going to help people. It's really going to bring them something. It's going to give them value. It's going to put value in their lives.
Mm-hmm. It is. I think a lot of times we have, something I've talked about a lot is that we have a lot of the different pieces of the puzzle. So we have the desire to make money. We have the desire to help people heal their body with superfoods. We have the desire for a culture connection. And we don't necessarily put it all together as like one thing. And so we have this like incredible why, and then we have another why, and then another why, and then the why is sometimes fragmented. And it's all true, but when it comes together and there's just, your belief is so high that there's literally nothing anybody could possibly say to make you feel any differently, and your commitment is so high that nobody can shake you. Yeah. Everything shifts. Everything comes together.
We call this, I was just going to say, Monica just posted it. We call this the 4 pillars: people, planet, purpose, prosperity. People, the planet, purpose, and prosperity. Having all of that together and really being able to have that conviction, it makes it really easy to lead with the business. So on that note, I'm wondering, you know, how do you, are your people going public and talking about the business on Facebook? Like, how are your people actually leading with the business?
So I would say that that's different. It's not the same for every person. So I've got some people that are really doing a great job at leveraging social media publicly. And then I've got other people that are really good at the personal connection. And I don't think that one is better than the other. I think they're both incredibly important. And if you can do both, that's a double whammy. But for those of you that are really comfortable with social media, just don't be afraid of the people that are going to see your post and not connect with it, because really they don't matter. I mean, be strategic and don't be ridiculously overwhelming where people block you. I mean, we know that, and creating curiosity and piquing interest is more effective than going out there and telling them your whole story, because that holds true for a personal connection too. Like, you've got to have something to go back to them with. So the more you can do about just creating curiosity and piquing interest, the further you're going to go. But the biggest advice I have for you when you are doing something on social media with a strategy is be consistent with it. Because if they see you as somebody that's just trying something new and then you're on to something else, and when I say on to something else, I don't mean like, oh, wow, they've moved on to another company. I just mean like your focus is on to something else. And if they see that, it's very possible that they're not going to really think to follow what you're doing. And if you're looking for brand partners, you want to be strategic in like the life that you're living and in who you're being and what that looks like, because people want to be a part of, you know, positivity, and people have enough negativity in their world. So if they see you having all these problems and that they don't want more, they've got their own problems, like they don't want any more. So as far as social media, I would say just create as much curiosity as you possibly can to engage a conversation. And my idea with social media is that the posts should engage conversation offline. The posts aren't supposed to just get you orders right then and there. The posts are supposed to be so that this person then has a conversation with you that you can make more personal, and that potentially can either be a great loyal customer that orders every month and potentially like a higher priced order because you've given them an example of like a system and what would work, or hopefully you're being business forward and then that's leading to a conversation about abundance and what it would look like, and that more personal connection about what doing this would be for them, for their business, and why you thought of them. And remember, all people love compliments. And so, you know, I mean, think about what it would sound like if I started doing this call and Rachel edified me with like the worst edification and told you all the bad things about me. Like, what, how weird, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to hear that? So think about that when you're talking to your people. You've got to make sure that you're telling them why you thought about them, why you want to run with them, why this world, this culture, everything that we have is so amazing that you couldn't imagine doing something different, and that you're so happy doing what you're doing. And so if you're so happy and then you're telling them like, this is why I thought of you, and this is exactly the reason I would love for you to be a part of this with me. And you guys know, if you guys are taking this seriously, a lot of time goes into loving on your period family. And so if this person says yes to that, that means that there's a certain amount of time that you're now going to get to spend with them and give to them that you wouldn't get to do if they didn't say yes to this opportunity. So if you're going to post on social media, my idea is that the goal is to get them offline. Your goal is to have them see a life that you're living. I have people that will come up to me and be like, I wish I was good at sales because the only person I would ever work with is you. And I say that only because, not because I'm getting that person, and maybe I am, but people see what you're doing. Like, I have people tell me that, like, they see my Instagram and then they are like, what are you doing? I've had multiple people literally ask me, what exactly do you do? I don't understand, but it looks amazing and I want to do it. So it's just, if you can kind of get out there on social media and just be strategic and then take those conversations offline, ultimately for me, it ends up in the connection, and it ends up in letting that person know why you thought of them, if you're connecting with them, why they might, if they're coming to you off of something in social media, then just engage in the conversation. And I mean, the last thing I'll say about this is, like, make sure that at that point you've given them a few pointers about what you do and why you do and your passion and your energy, but then let it be about them. Because the more they can get talking about what's missing in their life, the boss they hate, the hours they work, the job security they don't have, the residual income that doesn't come in, the time they don't have with their children, like on and on and on, the things that they don't have, the more you can be a really effective listener and then speak specifically to those points, connect with them specifically on those points, and show them the possibilities and the love and the culture and the community that they'll get by being part of your circle. And I promise you one thing, most people have insecurity issues and they don't feel super connected, and they always wonder, will I fit in? How will this be for me? And if they just know that they're just going to be loved on and accepted, that's a rare find, and people want that. So whether it's, you know, today or tomorrow, whether it takes 3 years of nurturing, I've multiple times brought on partners that took me years to love on and to nurture the relationships. So if you're being business forward and you're connecting with people, my advice would be just keep loving on them, but keep being direct about why you love what you do, and let them see that there's no shifting your gear. Like if they see for 1 minute that you're doing this to give it a try or see how it turns out, I promise you they're getting other opportunities thrown at them. And they're going to choose a leader that they think is going to stay with them for the long run. So they've got to see that you're committed to something. And that's going back to the social media part of it. They've got to see that your lifestyle is going to continue to be committed to what you say you're going to do, and that you're not just throwing out a post to, see if anyone will redeem a gift card this one time, and that's the last they hear of it.
Really showing your lifestyle with what you're doing, the whole lifestyle of everything that you that this company means to you and your business means to you. Thank you. I'm sure there's people who'd want to ask you questions, but I'm looking at the time. It's 2:53 my time, so I know that you have another Zoom in 7 minutes. So I want to let you go, and I want to encourage my team to stick around. We'll backstitch this. We're going to go over these points if you guys want to stick around a little while. Mia wants to know, how did you get 11K followers on Instagram? Okay,
post every day. Number one, be consistent even when nobody comments. Go onto people's posts and like what they do. Be strategic in your hashtags. Tag 20 people. And here's my thing. If you guys aren't following me, I'll put it on there.
Tag 20 people. That's the first I've
Tag
heard
20
that.
people on every post. And don't tag people that don't reply, that don't comment. Make sure your people comment. No, it doesn't have to be 20 new people. It just has to be 20 people that engage. Because anytime you get 100 comments on your post, Instagram shows it to more people. So make sure you're tagging people that are going to comment. And if you tag people and you find that they're not commenting, then stop tagging them. And then in the comments, go do 30 hashtags so that your posts show up in those hashtags as well. And then find people with common ground.
That in a nutshell. From Cindy Kelly. Woo! Dang, girl, you packed it in. Yeah, we are stoked. I'm just so grateful to you and your amazing team, who I love all of them.
Aww.
So thank you so much. This was so rich. Can everyone just jump off mute? And just
Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you.
You're an animal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cindy. Love you.
My pleasure.
Good to
Anytime,
see
you guys.
I can't wait to see you when I'm a Crown at Diamond Club too.
I know. I can't wait for you guys to be on the crown trip. We need some new crowns. Let's go.
Come on, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Good call.
Thank you, Cindy. Awesome.
You're welcome. Anytime, you guys. Let me know if I can be of any help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And I'm going to stay on because I want to give everybody an opportunity to backstitch, because holy cow, did that blow your minds? Let's hear some thoughts.
Well, I'm so inspired. I mean, leading with the business is something that I do every day, often. And I can't wait to see what comes of this Zoom because a 10-day business transformation is just so juicy to me, and all the things that we have to do to achieve points. So yeah, let's do this, Team Alchemy and Radiance.
All right. So here's what I want from you guys. So obviously, let's duplicate what you did. So cross team accountability. And I'm gonna post this recording immediately. As soon as it's done uploading, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna post it into the Team Alchemy thread for people to see. If you have somebody you want to be an accountability party with, you can send them this. If they haven't seen it, make sure they see it. And send it. Make sure your teammates see this. Make sure your team sees this as well. And maybe you guys have accountability partners, and that's fine. If you guys already said it, you've said it. But I really want to. She said 30 hashtags, but I'll be honest. Okay, so I've done some research, and the ideal is 13. Too many hashtags, and then it can actually hinder your post, because people won't. It's they understand that there's this algorithm thing, and they think, oh, you're promoting too much. So 13 hashtags, I don't really think 30. And you can copy and paste your bulk of hashtags and use the same ones every time. Keep them in your notes and use them over and over again. Tag 30 people that was 20 people. That was new to me. So anything else? Who already has their accountability partner? Who's already connected with someone and said, we're it? Okay, keep your hands raised. I want to see. I want to see. Okay, awesome. Good. All right, we got some accountability partners here. Raise your hand if you want an accountability partner, if you're still looking for accountability partner. Okay, keep your hands raised and look around. Look for some cross-team collab. Okay, look for someone across the team and reach out. Okay, so I'm gonna try to create a thread, and I want, if you have your team partner, I want you to like send me a message with that person. Okay, I want you to make a three-way post, a three-way message with me in your group with your accountability partner, and send me a message letting me know, you know, we are a team, and name your thread so that I can keep track, and I'm going to keep track, and we're going to do this point system. Okay, so starting our 10-day transformation. Today is Tuesday. Okay, so we'll have tomorrow officially be day 1, and then we'll go until we'll check in next Tuesday about it. Sound good?
I want to hop on for a sec.
Okay.
So that'll take us to the first day of next month, because there's 2 days in the rest of this month. If we started today, but since we're starting tomorrow, that'll take us into, we're, you know, running past the tape. So I just wanted to name that.
All right. So that means you guys got to rank on the last day of this month. So your 10-day transformation, you still want to rank by the last day of this month. That's the goal. Okay. Using this to rank. Okay. Nadie and Andrea both have questions. Did you have your hands raised?
Not really. I was just, you told me raise my hand, so I was raising my hand. I didn't really have a question.
Oh, and I was saying if anybody wants an accountability partner.
Yeah.
I have a question about the points chart stuff. Are you was that written down? Are we gonna post that?
Thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and post that in Team Alchemy, and everyone's gonna keep track of their points on that thread, and the hashtag is gonna be 10-day biz transformation, 10-day biz transformation. That's the hashtag. So I'm gonna hashtag it. So if you search for that hashtag, you'll find that post, and it'll say what all the points are. Got that? Is that helpful? Okay, good. Anything else? Nadie, did you have your hand up? Maybe she's gone.
I'm here. I'm just
okay.
trying to do 5 million things at once. I'm sorry. So I just got a very interesting comment from a new brand partner, and I'm like just so curious if anybody here wants to give me just a quick feedback. Just because she just sent me this message. She goes, I wasn't so inspired by the call. And I had 2 of my other brand partners that got off the call as well. And so I'm just wondering, did you feel like, is this like, because, I don't know, like, is it too much information for, like we're just, I don't know. I'm just.
You know, it's okay. This is a specific kind of Zoom. This is a work party. So it might've been a little over their head and a little bit too like overwhelming, like trying to do this much work. And so, you know, it might've been a little bit more advanced for them if they're brand new. So just try again. Tell them, say tomorrow's Zoom, say come and check out Tracy. She's a different leader. It's gonna be a different type of Zoom. It's gonna be, you know, a whole different feel.
Okay.
Cool. On tonight, actually.
What's that? Oh, tonight. Sorry, yeah, tonight. It's today's Tuesday, so tonight at.
Right. That's right. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes. 9:30 our time. Alrighty. Whew. Well, it's 3:00 my time, which is the end of top of the hour for all of you guys. Remember hashtag 10-day biz transformation. So I'm going to post exactly what a 10-day business transformation is. I'll do a little blog post that says 10-day biz transformation in there, so everyone knows what we're doing. You can find the post, track your points on that as well. Okay, so you guys are going to get with your accountability partner. You're going to be like working with them, and then you're going to also like you guys can have your own personal thread, but you have a 3-way thread with me where you're going to be like tracking your points. Okay, but your points are ultimately going to go into the 10-day biz transformation post in Team Alchemy, so we can keep track. See you guys tonight at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. And yeah. Woo! Did you guys have fun today? Was that fun? Jump off mute and just say what you think.
I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Did somebody burp? Is that what we're talking about?
I love it.
I think so. Yeah, somebody burped.
Okay.
Too funny.
Okay, thanks. Just checking in.
Love you guys.
We should end the recording now.
It's hard to get off. I want to know what people's takeaways were. I'm like, tell me more.
Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you so much for